Welcome to Empowering You with Cynthia Fontaine, where your transformation begins. This isn't just a show, it's your invitation to unlock personal power and trust your inner wisdom. Each episode, I'll guide you to release what holds you back and reconnect with the truth already inside you. Because when you align with your intuition, everything changes. You didn't find this by accident. You're ready. Let's begin.
Hey everyone, welcome back if you've seen previous shows. And if this is your first time to Empowering You with me, Cynthia Fontaine, welcome in. I'm so happy that you found me and so happy that you found me again. Oh my goodness, what a crazy time we are living in right now in this moment. And this moment of craziness is going to continue for quite some time. So if you see this video a week from the recording or 6 months or a year, or maybe even beyond that, know that everything that we talk about today is going to help you and is going to be relevant, because we're in a time of great change and upheaval right now. We're in a time of dismantling, and this isn't going to be finished in a week or two. We have a couple of years of this unexpected shakeup, and it's been unexpected for a lot of people, but if you're sensitive or if you're tuning into my show, you probably have had some idea that this uncertain time was coming. Because astrologically, we've known that all the outer planets were going to move and shift, and it was going to create a lot of change in the world. Now, of course, some of the change that we're seeing, many of us are not comfortable with and don't like. And sometimes we have to understand that the change and the chaos is necessary to create a new way of living, a new way of being, and for people to really understand who they are at their core. Because this time is calling you to understand you on a deeper way. And how do you do that? There's lots of ways and tools that you can use to do that. Start asking yourself, what do I believe in my heart? Not what is around me, what's being fed to me. Start trusting and learning to go within and trusting yourself. Look for your inner guidance, okay? Because we right now are in a trust recession. Fake media and news has become the norm, and it's difficult to know who and what to trust and what information to trust. So if you're, I have to admit, I'm a little bit of an information, I must say techie in a sense, because I like to know the facts. So if I see something or hear something that I'm passionate about or care about or concerned about, I will go look for the actual facts of whatever that particular thing is. Whether it's I love a lot of things, but I'm passionate about the environment. I'm passionate about social justice. I'm passionate about freedom and liberty. And when things come across my knowing that any of those things that I'm passionate about may be at jeopardy, I go and research what is the background and what's really going on. You know, for example, I will go and look at the bills that Congress is submitted and see what they actually say. And if I don't understand it, I'll find somebody who does understand it. So for me, that's a way of feeling secure and certain, right? And this time is really important for you to find out what helps you feel secure and certain and grounded, because things, not to scare you, but things are going to get more chaotic. We're just at the precipice of this unraveling, of this dismantling and this falling apart. And though some of the things that are going on are very frightening, know that you chose to be here, right here, now, in this very moment, on the earth, where you are, where you live, where you work. You chose it. You chose to be here now. Now, that's not to say that you can't choose to change some of those things, right? And this is the time to really get clear about what you really want your future to look like. It's a good time to do some dreamscaping, right? And get clarity about who you are, what drives you, what motivates you. You know, I have a system based on the 12 chakras, and each of those 12 chakras has an archetype and has a character persona. And each one, you have them too, we all have them. And that's based on Eastern medicine, ancient Eastern medicine, the chakra system. And each one of my archetypes, just like each one of your archetypes, along with your astrology chart and along with your personality profile, it doesn't matter if it's the Enneagram or human design or the Reese-Thomas method, whichever method. But I recommend if you've never done a profiling test or worked with profiles, I really highly recommend that this is a good time for you to do that. And because it can help you get clear about what some of your biggest qualities are. And our biggest qualities are meant to be our expression and how we express ourselves in the world. So one of my biggest qualities and archetypes is an activist and a hero. And I'm very active. And the hero archetype, interestingly enough, which I had a really hard time accepting that could be part of me, until one of my beautiful mentors pointed out that in 3 different times in my life, I saved other people's lives, literally. And so if you're a person maybe who has not just come to someone's rescue, but if you have literally saved a life, you may have a hero archetype. And so how we express ourselves in the world and what we do in the world isn't the work that we do per se, it's how we do the work that we are doing out in the world. What are we being called to? But more important, who are you being called to be? See, because most of us live through the masks and the identities that our families, that societies have put on us, our neighborhoods and our schools and churches, if you grew up in a church environment. And it's not until we reach somewhere after 40 where we have a midlife calling that our life is calling us to discover who we truly, really are, genuinely, in our core. In our core. Now, there's lots of ways that you can do that. And there's many programs out there that you can get into that can help you with that. But let's make it simple to start with, right? Go online and find a profile test. Find an Enneagram, find Reese Thomas's profile test, find a human design, or you can choose to work with someone as well if you want to go deeper. It's just the general top layer of each of those profile, whether it's profiling or astrology. I like to look at your rising sign, your sun, your moon sign, and your progressed moon. And that will give you so much information really about who you are, what you came in to do and be in this lifetime. As we progress into more chaos over this next couple of years, it's going to be really helpful for you to be grounded and centered. And when you have clarity of within yourself of what your soul is speaking to you and what you have decided to come here to do in this lifetime, not to be. When I say do, it's actually to be, not to do as far as work goes. You can do any kind of job. It doesn't matter what you do for work, as long as you bring your true heart-centered core to what you're doing. Like I said, you can be the best at anything, but you can only be the best when you bring yourself fully to it. So I want to give you some tools that you can use, and you may have, if you've worked with me before, you may have, these tools already, or you may have picked them up from someone else, and I may have talked about them in a previous show, but they're always helpful. Helpful reminders are good because repetition it can be very helpful for us, because as humans, typically we need to see things 7-8 times before it really sinks in. So one of the things that you can do to help with all the noise is do a media detox. 72 hours, that's it. And if you are addicted to your phone, if you're addicted to the news, if you're addicted to social media, and you're worried that something's going to happen that you're going to miss, that's going to be, life-altering or life-shattering, trust me. If there's something that is that earth-shaking, you're going to know about it without turning on the TV, without scrolling through TikTok or Substack or Instagram. You're going to know, okay? So just trust that anything that is important personally for you, you will be made aware of. So start your 72-hour detox as soon as possible. Just turn it off. Turn off the news, turn off the social media, and go outside. And I know I say this over and over again, go outside. Why? Because outside, even if you're in a city, you can still connect to nature. Go to a park. Go any place there's a tree. It can even be a single tree on a sidewalk. And lean against the tree. Stand next to the tree. Sit by the tree. And feel yourself grounding. Allow your energy and all the angst and tension that we hold in our bodies, in our energy field, and in our nervous systems, because everybody has been on high alert, honestly, for about 8 or 9 years now. And when we are on high alert all the time, it affects our health. It affects our cortisol. It affects our energy levels. It can affect your weight, especially if you're empathic, if you're sensitive, if you're intuitive, if you're a psychic. You can eat celery and gain weight because you are holding the weight of the world. And so doing certain things to help manage the empathy overload and all of the stress and the chaos and letting that go is a practice. And it's a practice really every one of us should do and could do every single day. And so you ground yourself. You feel your feet solid on the earth. Allow your weight to drop into your feet and feel connected. And I'm on a cement floor right now with a rug over it, but I can still feel the solidness under me and connecting to the earth below me. And then imagine a beautiful white light above your head. If it comes to be a different color light for you, that's okay. Sometimes my light is gold and sometimes it's purple or blue or pink. Just allow a beautiful, brilliant light to show up above your head. And if you can't visualize it, just trust and know that it's there, because not everyone is able to visualize, but most people are able to have a knowing that, oh, yes, I can feel or I sense, I know that the light is there, it's opening up. And then imagine that light showering over you, like you're in a waterfall, a gentle waterfall, not a chaotic, big, giant waterfall like Niagara Falls. But imagine you have found this beautiful, gentle waterfall, and you're able to step into it and step onto it and imagine And you can even feel the water flowing over you along with the light. And it's just washing all of the angst, all of the stress, all of the chaos, all of the relationship dramas that are happening, and the division, right? Just allow it to flow. Just flow out your feet, flow into the earth, and allow it to dissipate, because the earth uses everything that goes into it. It can process it. It can turn it into something useful for it. And so we're not damaging the earth when we do that. And when you're doing it, you can also bless the earth and thank the earth for taking in all that you're releasing. Releasing is a big part of, and a big important piece of what's going to help you stay more grounded as the proverbial shit hits the fan. Okay. So that's one tool that you can use. Now, some people teach that you can surround yourself in a bubble of light. Now, you would still clear first, and then you imagine yourself in a bubble of light, and you fill the bubble of light. Like if you are of a certain age, well, actually, probably everybody at this point has seen Glinda, the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz. I honestly haven't seen Wicked yet. I can't believe I haven't, but I don't know if she arrives in a bubble in Wicked or not. But if you've never seen Glinda the Good Witch arrive in a bubble, go find a video of it, right? And so imagine you have this bubble of light. Now, I only like to use the bubble if I'm going into a circumstance or situation that I know is going to be very challenging. Like if I'm going into a party where there's going to be a lot of different people, if I'm going to, some sort of gathering, or if I'm going even sometimes to the mall because there's all energies in the mall and it's chaos, then I might put myself in the bubble of light. The key with that is not to stay in the bubble because it's restrictive. Even though, it's this imaginary bubble, it's a bubble of energy. And you'll find that after a while, it actually dims your own light and your own energy and your own energy field. It dampens it. So unless I'm going, like I said, in a situation like I expressed, or if you're going into a hospital or something like that, those are times when you would use the bubble. Now, ordinary days, I will sit in the morning, and this is a good practice for you. Sit in the morning and ask, what do I need to know today? And you can sit quietly. You can put some crystal bowls or meditation music on. You can go sit out in nature, or you can pull an oracle card asking the question, what do I need to know today? And write about it. Take 5 minutes. You can take longer if you have time and you'd like to, but take 5 minutes in the morning and ask, what do I need to know today? And then sit quietly. And when you pull, if you choose to pull a card, then pull the card, and you can read the meaning of the card, or you can wait until at the end of the day to read the guidebook. Every oracle deck generally has a guidebook with it. I particularly love Colette Baron-Reid's oracle deck. So Colette has been a mentor for me for many years. And because they're simple, they're easy to learn, they're not scary in any way. Some people are afraid of tarot cards. And tarot is a whole different system. It's not really the best cards to use to ask what questions like, what do I need to know today? The next question is, how do I serve for the greater good? Now, that may be something as simple as helping somebody in the supermarket. That may be as something simple as saying hello or smiling to somebody as you're passing through the doorway into the office or the mall or wherever. It may be something as simple as holding the door open for someone. That's sort of like an old-fashioned kind of thing, But so many people have gotten away from that, and it's really a nice courtesy. And so ask yourself, again, the two questions in the morning. What do I need to know today? And this isn't, what you need to know in your head. This is, what do I need to know from a higher sense, from spirit, in my heart line. And so when you're asking the question, or right before, you want to do your grounding, and then you want to take 3 deep breaths. Why 3? Because the first one is sort of like, okay, it's signaling the body to relax and release, let things go. The second one, you're still letting go of more. And the third one is really where I find you have more of a release and you do feel more grounded. So I like to do 3 deep breaths. Ask your questions one at a time. Write them down, write the answers that you get. Now, you may not understand the answer you get, or you may not get an answer right away, and that's okay. You may find later during the day, maybe you're picking the kids up from school, or you're at the beach, or in the market, or you're listening to the radio or the TV, and you hear something that sounds like it's meant for you. And it's the answer to your question of, what do I need to know today? And how do I serve for the greater good? Because messages come to us in many different ways. And when we're open to receiving those messages, then we hear them, we see them, we feel them around us. So become observant of everything around you. And that doesn't mean hypervigilant. There are times now and in the future when we may need to be hypervigilant. But in this case, it's a time for quiet awareness and for allowing. It's really a time for quiet awareness and allowing. So take a deep breath with me now. And if you're you wouldn't be driving the car if you're watching this, but I hope not, at least. So whatever you're doing, if you're standing at the counter cutting vegetables, or if you're getting the kids ready, or if you're trying to rush out the door, just take 10 seconds and breathe with me now. Take a deep breath in. You expand your abdomen, your belly first, and hold for 4 at the top. As I'm speaking, I'm holding my breath. And then a big exhale out, pulling your belly button all the way to your spine. Because when you do that, you fill from with the abdomen out, it fills your lungs all the way from the bottom. Most of us breathe really shallowly, especially when we're in angst, when we're in fight or flight, when there's chaos all around us. We breathe only with the top of our lungs. And particles and toxins actually settle in the bottom of our lungs when we don't breathe deeply enough. And so filling the belly fills the lungs from the bottom up. And then when you pull your belly button all the way back, it expresses all the air from your lungs all the way to the bottom of them. So that's the reason why I really, really encourage you to learn how to do some deep belly breathing. And again, only 3, okay? And that's enough to come from your mind, your thinking mind, down into your heart. Because we make different choices. We go from reactionary when we're in our mind to solution when we're coming from the place of our heart. And it's going to be most important as we move forward to be in the solution, in the heart center, as much as possible over these next couple of years. So I'm going to pull a card for closing because we're almost out of time. And I thought I'd save the card for the end today rather than the beginning. And I hope my my director and caravan are okay with this and can see the card because I only have 3 minutes left. And this is for you until we see each other again. What does the universe want you to focus on for this time period that you are in right now? and this card, Thinker in Protection. So I have to be honest, this is one of my least favorite cards, but it's actually a great card right now, and it makes perfect sense because Thinker in Protection is about overthinking. It's analysis, paralysis by analysis, right? It's you're spending too much time in your head, and it's a call to come into your heart. So it's actually the most perfect card that I could have pulled right now that goes along with exactly what we've been talking about. So when you find your mind racing or you find yourself worried about paying the bills, how you're going to get to work, whatever is happening in your life right now, because most people are having some kind of shakeup in their lives right now, whether it's a health challenge, a financial challenge, a family challenge. So many people are having different types of challenges in their life right now, and it's meant to be. This is a time of destruction and chaos so that we can rebuild from a higher perspective, from a superconscious level, to get to the place where of peace and harmony that we've heard about, right? The age of Aquarius. Well, the age of Aquarius is officially here. We are officially in the age of Aquarius. But when we are changing from one era to another, there has to be chaos so that the other can find itself dismantled and go away. And so things are going to get more crazy. Just keep in mind and keep focused. Just one step at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time, to come back to center, come back to grounding, and really get clear about what you want to see in your own life a year, 5 years, 10 years from now. And not so much possessions, but more how do you want to feel and who do you want around you, right? When you get really crystal clear of the authentic you and who you are, then you will find that magic starts to happen in your life. So I want to say thank you so much to the crew. Thank you to Brian and David. I couldn't do this without you. Thank you to everyone who has touched my life in so many ways, now, currently, and in the past, and everyone in the future. Find yourself a really good teacher and mentor. That's going to help you during this time. And also, counseling, I recommend if you're feeling really anxious and stressed, go find a good counselor. And you might take 1 or 2 or 3 before you find one that really fits you, but do that because we all need extra support right now. So whether it's a coach or counselor, find somebody who you can express things, bounce ideas off of, could be a trusted family member. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please share this with your friends, with your family, anybody who you think can benefit. Bye for now. Thanks so much. I love you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeannie B and I have a show called Fun with Art. And what we do is we do wonderful crafts that are easy to do, fun to do, and I hope you'll join me.